Hello everyone, it's Bola from Clever Girl Finance here, and today I want to share some of my favorite personal finance books with you. So I read a ton of personal finance books and I always get asked about my favorites. So I'm going to share just a few of them because I have so many favorites, but I'm going to share a few of them with you today in the hopes that these books can help you as you work on improving your own personal finances. So one of my first favorite books is this book called The 5 Lessons a Millionaire Taught Me About Life and Wealth, and it's by Richard Paul Evans. And the reason why I really like this book is because the author he doesn't just talk about how to be responsible about your money, how to manage your money, but he also talks about the importance of having the right mindset and deciding to be wealthy, which is really, really important. And so this is a great book. He also talks about giving back, and he uses examples from a real life millionaire that taught him these lessons. And so I highly recommend this book. So another favorite book of mine is this one, and it's called The Millionaire Next Door, and it's about surprising secrets of America's wealthy, and it's by two authors, Thomas Stanley and William Danko. And I really, really like this book because this book showcases the profile of the average millionaire in America, and it kind of shows that they are regular people. It talks about their incomes and the industries in which they work. It talks about their careers. It talks about where they live. They're not buying the mega mansions, even though some of them might. They're not driving the fanciest cars, even though some of them do. And just basically showcases that these are individuals who earn average salaries for the most part, and how they manage their money and what they do with their money to get to that millionaire mark, to pass that $1 million savings and investment mark. And it helps to put into perspective that if these people with, their average salaries and the way they manage their money can do it, then anybody can really become a millionaire. It's all about managing your money the right way and putting things into perspective and leveraging time to help you build wealth. So that's definitely one of my favorite books, and I highly encourage you to check it out. Another new favorite book of mine is this one, and this book is from Canna Campbell. She's also a YouTuber and one of my favorite YouTubers, and it's called The $1,000 Project. And I love this book because Canna saved $32,000 in 1 year by bundling her savings in chunks of $1,000. And she shares exactly how she did it, how she got creative to save that amount of money, where she found the money, and she talks about what she used the money for in terms of investing and giving back. And she also shares some really excellent tips on getting out of debt and saving and just having the right mindset around your finances. So one of my new favorites, and I highly recommend that you check it out. Another favorite book of mine is The One-Page Financial Plan by Carl Richards. And I really like this book because this book is written by a financial planner, and he talks about how to create a financial plan for your life in a simple way from end to finish. So planning from where you are right now up until when you retire, and basically what you need to do around debt, saving, and investing. There's a really good section in this book on investing, and it just helps remove all the complexities around creating a financial plan, because a lot of times it can be overwhelming when you go to sit with a financial planner to create a plan for yourself, for your children, for your future, and it can just be a heavy conversation. And he breaks it down and makes it really simple, and he's actually really funny too. So definitely check out that book. Next up is one of my favorite books. It's by an author called Lois P. Frankel, and it's called Nice Girls Don't Get Rich. And this book is fantastic in my opinion because it goes over key mistakes that women make when it comes to their finances. She talks about financial basics. She talks about managing your money and making sure that you're positioning yourself for financial success. And she talks about career and making sure that you get paid what you're worth, making sure that you stand out at your job, and just all the different mistakes that we make as women that we need to avoid. So definitely check out this book. It's a fun and easy read, and I recommend it to basically any woman out there. This is an awesome book. It's an older book and it's been around for a while, but it has some really, really great nuggets and some really great gems. So next up is another favorite book of mine, and it's called A Woman's Guide to Financial Freedom, Live It, Love It, Earn It by Mariana Olszewski. I hope I pronounced that right. But this is another fantastic book, and I love this book because she doesn't just talk about the financial basics and what to do to save and to pay off debt. She also talks about the emotional side of money and having the right mindset and positioning yourself mentally and in your heart to be successful with your money. She talks about affirmations, which are really, really important, and just all that really good stuff that I think that is not talked about enough when it comes to the emotional and mental side of money. And she also shares some real life examples of other women in very, very different financial scenarios and how they overcame financial difficulty. So I highly recommend this book. Check it out. And of course, I have to mention Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This book is on what the rich teach their kids about money that the poor and middle class do not. He basically talks about what we should be teaching our children about money, what we should know as adults about money, the difference between assets and liabilities, how you don't need to make a big income to become wealthy, and so much more. And if you've heard about personal finance books, you've probably heard about this one. So check it out if you haven't already. And the final favorite book of mine that I'm going to mention in this video is Smart Women Finish Rich by David Back. So I don't have a physical copy to show you because every time I buy this book, I end up giving it to somebody, but I do have a copy on my Kindle and I love this book so much. It is my absolute favorite personal finance book, and I'm a little biased towards it only because this was one of the first books I picked up, if not the first book I picked up after I graduated from college, and it just changed my life. It was my first real introduction to, personal finances living in America. It broke down the key concepts of managing my money as a woman and helped me understand that I could really build wealth. And it was a key catalyst to me being able to save my first $100,000 in the first 3.5 years when I left college. So I love this book and I recommend it to everybody. It's a great book and it definitely changed my life all those years ago. So I'm going to post the links to these books below, and I'm also going to link to a blog post I wrote on even more of my favorite financial books. But I'd love to know what your favorites are, so leave a comment. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video, and if you have, please subscribe and be sure to head over to clevergirlfinance.com and check out more of my great content. And finally, stop by my page on Instagram at clevergirlfinance and join the conversation over there. We have a ton of fun talking about money. I'll see you guys in my next video.